Hi, Anton Stetner here with the Real Estate Solutions Group, here with my friend Benji Travis.
Hello.
We're going to talk today about buying some complicated land. So,
Yes.
Benji, let's have this discussion. And for you guys out there in viewer land, we're going to kind of role play this discussion. So at times when he's asking the question, I'm going to really roll right into the script and dialogue of how to work through it.
Context of the conversation is seller owns a piece of property, vacant land. There's a lot of headaches to it. He may or may not know or understand this.
Absolutely.
And the buyer does understand a lot of this, and we're trying to get to a point where we both agree to a price.
Yes.
By making sure it's a win-win for each other.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, everybody's clear and understanding of this situation.
And the amount of the hurdles and the steps that we're going to have to jump through. So this particular property right now, so everyone knows, is basically landlocked. It does not have direct access, and also it has a lot status issue. In other words, it's a question of if it's even a legal building lot. So that's what we're going to work through.
Wetland as well. Right?
Oh, it also has a wetland.
And potentially a pretty far distance for utilities to get there.
Absolutely.
And did we even mention the fact that we have to deal with driving over county property?
Nope. And there's a county property right in front of it that we're going to have to get access over. So as far as land development and new construction goes, this is literally probably one of the most complicated properties ever. So we hope you enjoy this conversation.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Benji, thank you for meeting me today. Yeah. And what I'd like to do with you is I'd like to, discuss your property.
Yeah.
And then what I would do is I'd whip out a map and put the map on the table, so we've got something visual as a representation.
Yeah.
So preferably a large aerial photograph. So this is your property right here. Okay, and I get him to agree.
Mm-hmm.
Once we've agreed on where the property is located and what it is, I would say, now how much research have you done on this particular property?
I really haven't done a lot of research into it. I just bought it as an investment opportunity years ago, back in the 80s. Oh, back in the
80s, so
yes.
You owned it for a long time.
Yes.
Now, at that time, did you do research or go walk the property, or how was it purchased?
I bought it with the idea that I would just sell it later.
Okay.
I haven't actually walked it very much.
Sure.
I've seen it, but I haven't done any surveying or I haven't even done a lot of research at the county.
Not a problem, not a problem. And then when you say you haven't done a lot of research, have you spoken with Snohomish County about what it's going to take to get a building permit on this property?
I have not done that.
I'm baiting him to where I want him to go. Okay, so you haven't done the research to figure out what it's going to take. So let me ask you this, Benji. If I was to make you an offer today, because I've done some research on this property and I know what it's going to take, what is your willingness to be able to jump through some hoops with me? And would you give me some time to figure out all the issues with this property if I was to pay you a fair price for it?
Well, based on what I've actually told my agent, I do want to sell this.
Okay.
I am at a point in my life where I want to move on.
Sure.
But I don't want to sell it at such a discount to where it actually makes more sense to just give it to my children.
Yes.
So I do want to get a fair price for it, and that's one reason why I kept it at the same price all these years, because I figured someone's going to offer me the price.
Okay.
But I'm motivated.
I appreciate you disclosing that to me. And so what does a fair price or motivated mean to you, sir?
I don't know what that is. I can't read his mind here. What should I say?
In that situation, you're not going to exactly know, but the reason you want to ask the question in that way is literally he may tell you, my fair price is $100,000.
Yeah.
And we know from before, this property is on the market for, what is it?
$169,000.
$169,000. He rejected an offer previously for...
it was sub 100. So
sub 100.
Like, 70 to 100.
Okay, so let's say 70 to 100. So we know he wants at least 100, maybe more.
Yeah.
So here's what I'd like to do. I've got some comparables for the area. These comparables are showing us that the average properties around that area are selling for 99 to 125,000. Now the thing to understand about all of these properties is they have access. Yeah. Some of them have been surveyed. Mm-hmm. Some of them already have utilities, or utilities are at the corner of the property. Some of them already have drain field designs, and some of them already have wells installed. Plus, they don't have to go across a county right away, and their lot status is not in question. Now, see, for us to be able to solve this question is really going to cost us probably about anywhere from $8,000 to $20,000 in engineering. Plus, it's going to take probably 3 to 6 months worth of my time, more like 6. You see, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go in, and I brought along with me the documentation. So this is what's called the lot status documentation. We're going to have to dig back through title to prove that this is even a legal building lot. Then after that, from chain of title, we're going to have to show how we're going to get access. And then from all the way down here on the corner, that's where the power is located, we're going to have to run it 280 feet down. So would you agree that that's a few hurdles that we might have to jump through?
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that there was this many headaches on this property.
That right there was perfect. Every seller will say it just like that. It's a very honest answer. They don't know. So you educate them about the process. You tell them what it's going to take. And you say, well, how about this? What I'd like to do is I'd like to make you an offer at fair market value, discounting some time, and discounting the fact that we've got to jump through hoops. If you agree to work with me, I agree to work with you. But realistically, we have to agree that this is going to take 6 to 9 months. Is that something you would be willing to do?
Well, I do want to just get it sold.
And next he's going to say, and how much are you going to give me?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
They're totally going to nail it with you right there. And how much are you going to give me? You know what? I'm going to recommend here that I'd like to offer you $90,000. Okay, $90,000 is, I know it's probably higher than what you've received before, but see, I'm not an investor. I'm buying this property as a person. I'm buying this property because I love it. I want to take my family here. I want to raise my family. You know, I'm just an old Marysville boy, and this is still in Marysville. So, does that sound like a fair offer to you?
Well, it's actually a lot lower than I was thinking. You know, at 169, I was hoping for closer to, you know, maybe 130.
Yeah, you know, I can respect that, and I would agree with you. Today, if we had access to the property, if the utilities were at the corner of the property, if we didn't have the lot status issue to deal with, if the property had been surveyed, if we had a drain field design, and if we had a well site already approved, I would gladly pay you $130,000 for it. The reality is I'm going to have to go spend my cash in the hopes of getting this approved. In other words, I'm willing to take a risk. So are you willing to take a risk with me if I'm willing to take a risk to figure out if we can build on this property?
Well, at 90,000, I'll have to really consider that.
You know, not a problem. What's a number that would get you to sign this today? Because the reality is I know you're a busy man. I had to drive all the way down here to Seattle. And I took time because it's my birthday, and my wife didn't even want me to leave. But you see, I really want to buy this property, and I'm really excited about it because I'm going to build a home here for my family, if it can work. So how about this? Let's go 95 today, okay? Let's put in there a 45-day feasibility. At the end of 45 days, I'm going to fork over $4,000, okay? That's going to go into the bank, or excuse me, into escrow as earnest money. Now, when they're going to hold that as a show of good faith, but if I back out after that, that's yours.
Yeah.
Is that something that we could do?
I don't know what he's going to say.
You don't know what he's going to say, but you got to work him right there. So the process for this whole thing with any one of these land development deals, it's because number one, the client usually doesn't understand. Number two, they're not educated about the market. Number three, they don't understand the extent of the hoops and things they're going to have to jump through.
And no agent has actually explained to them.
And their agent, they wouldn't even know how to explain it.
No, because they don't sell land. That's not what they do. They just listed it.
There's probably 2 people in this whole office that could explain this.
Yeah.
So get the picture, get the steps, walk him through, ask for the business. Okay? And if he walks away, just say, not a problem. Can I call you back in a day? Can we meet up and walk the property together? Yeah. Would you go to the county with me? What is it going to take to put this together? Because the reality is actually with no lot status today, it's worth nothing. Hey, I'm Anton Stetner. That was our dialogue. I hope you enjoyed it about land development, and how to deal with lot status in sticky situations. Go over to Benji Man Food TV.
Yeah, Benji Man TV.
Oh, Benji Man TV.
For something fun. Maybe we'll do something on there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Benji makes lots of awesome food, puts it up there on YouTube too, so go watch him. Hey, I'm Anton. Subscribe, comment, let us know what else you want to see. Thanks.